But Shanks did his job, and Def did his job. Everybody did their jobs. There was no huge standout for me personally. And going into Bind, where we know TSM is weak, and I think last time these two teams played on this map, it was TSM only got 5 rounds. So this is not a good look.
Sounds a little like last game. I don't want history to repeat itself for TSM or their fans here. Again, DDK no killjoy in the tournament yet.
Right.
Game 1 to game 2. Again, TSM not running the Sage, and we will see Poised once again on it. Things we are expecting out of this game already coming to fruition. Now, does TSM just all-out push this? It looks like they are hovering towards what would be 4-1 to start things off with nobody at B, so that rotation now from Phoenix is going to know.
I really like this. Bathroom's control is really important. We'll go into that why in a moment. Drone able to push through, and they actually managed to punish Def, who was lurking outside Bathrooms massively. Great push through the teleport from B-Long at the same time. Ooh. Although Shanks can trade that back, the site is going to be conceded. It is a 3 versus 3, so it's all up for grabs. Certainly is for Cutler. He's getting a lot of connections there through the smoke as well, as that spike is ticking away. Haste has a molly as well, and the defenders, or rather the attackers, are forced to play pretty constrained positions in these choke points. There goes the molly onto the pocket position. Ooh. And this is looking rather bad here for Dig.
Great patience for TSM to wait for everyone to come in. Now playing the angles, trying to create more 1v1. Som cannot get enough to get that one down as Cutler takes 3 on the pistol round, making sure he's omnipresent in that first one.
So one quick thing I want to highlight is the importance around bathroom control here, because if you're going to be expecting a short play, let's say that's kind of the setup that your players are in, having that position post-plant can be really useful, because you can flank short, you can make sure your players don't die, you can cut off and take down any lurkers who may be playing that position. Cyphers will typically be in that spot.
Oh, yeah.
So you have so much to work with. I just love that approach. It's such a strong way to start.
See how they set up second round. I love Cam at A. I feel like it sees so much from the back. You get info instantly from a pretty deep spot on that short A spot. And now they'll stack 3 towards B here for that side of TSM to see what they can produce. Usually having a double peek here with Sabrosa. You'd see Drone or somebody with him, but not this time. Drone's over at A, and it looks like Sabrosa is just trying to grab solo info, as they got a bit of a buy on their hands too. Look like they want to attack back here as Dignitas bought themselves.
So what's interesting here is that they were actually able to get rid of all of Phoenix's utility there. So Broza spent everything, and you can see he didn't want to peek necessarily. He just wants to make sure that he can get the info to get his teammates into position. It's that key thing on defense where delaying is massively valuable, because your teammates can help you more if you actually get them into position.
Yep.
And now the reset happens. We get the attackers drifting over towards the A side of the map. The defense similarly for TSM drifting over to the A side of the map. So it kind of resets back once again, but still, the weapon advantage is, of course, with TSM.
We see Def going over there, just trying to create a little bit of an advantage, an option, saying, hey, the Bulldog that they purchased on Eco and they forced into is Hookah. Maybe that's where we need pressure, too. Still over at B here for the side of TSM as Dig looks to work that A site. Poised, coming up with some big kills along with teammates here, as now Drone tries to move in a solo mission. He's able to find one, and nobody wants to peek him just yet. He finds 3. Oh my God, Drone! Pulling the transfer over to Showers immediately to drop Shanks. Cutler's there to help him out just behind him, and he could get the 4K here with a bit of information, and they know it's going to be a U-Haul pinch, so Broza comes in for that final kill.
How is Drone so good? It doesn't really make any sense. That is amazing there. Just like also when he peeks and sees 3 players, I felt like he could have gone for more. I feel like most people are going to go for more there than just the one, but he gets the one, he peels back away, just resets into more 1v1s, and I don't think he even knows how good he is. I feel like he's just playing just with his eyes shut at that point. That's amazing, because TSM were really struggling here. It's just so insane. Just
DDK, he made a play with 5 people. 3 on his right, or 3 on his left, 2 on his right, and none of them were looking at the right moment. Expect the unexpected is how you basically have to get back at Dignitas, it seems here. And what a round from Drone. That was with the Spectre. They'll drop that down. Looks like Hayes picks it up, save a bit of money for himself, and we will get into this next round.
That's so insane. Oh. Shower's presence once again, just destroying the cam. Oh, they might try to dust through this to punish the arrow. There it is. Oh, but they are so well set up for this. Ready for everything. My goodness, what do you say? What can you do about that?
That was picture perfect. What a crossfire. The moment both shot, you see two members go down. There's no way to break a defense like that without a little bit more utility. And they make the smoke be something that Dig's going to have to walk through into. So already giving them a disadvantage to play in, but it was the 5, it was the eco. And nicely played out by TSM there. We'll see it again.
It's just so cinematic, isn't it? Just so synchronized. Beautiful stuff. And the other thing, too, is that it's so cool to see them giving up short in this way and just making sure that they have you control and really putting the emphasis around a position that they can control better. And that smoke is going to get contacted through sometimes because we'll see that brim smoke from Hayes coming out very often to deny the showers control early on in the rounds. Ooh, Superman able to deal with that initial push. Hunter's Fury to try to trade things back here for Drone, but he's in quite a predicament. They know exactly where he is. He has no support. The drone's coming through as well. I don't know how he's going to get out of this one. There's a shock dart that's going to do some additional damage, buy some extra time, able to take down one more. Another shock dart. Ooh. How is Drone? What? How is Drone doing so much?
They know where he is. They're pushing a molly, and he's still getting the kills. This should not happen, but Drone says it should. And now it's up to Shanks with the knives at long. Still seeing a bit of rotation here by Def. Seeing what he can do. Gets popped in the face through that ledge, and now it's all hesitation here as Dig has to re-rotate around and find another way through.
He had the Bulldog Riv. It's not okay. That's not okay. It's going to make me buy a Bulldog, and I'm going to get slaughtered. Anyway, still a chance here on this retake. It doesn't really matter quite how far Hayes is away. It's a 1v2, and is there an orb for him? If he can pick up an orb, then he would have his orbital strike, but there is no orb available, of course, as the spike was just freshly planted, taking away all of those orbs, so can't even get that going for himself. The camera spots him just to make matters worse, just rub some salt into the wounds. And really, it's looking very difficult, very desperate as he makes his way forwards. The molly's there as well. That could eliminate one of the positions. He's just going to stick it. It just feels so hopeless, doesn't it? Def will take him down, and wow.
I mean, there was so much going on there. He actually had 9 bullets in the chamber. Can win a game with 9 bullets, but that leaves you pretty much out to dry if the first person's fight is long. And Superman here taking such an aggressive peek to start, and Wardell will do the same. Sometimes to a fault there, jumps all the way out before having a Phoenix Flash to help. And this from Drone, just thinking they could and thinking they could when they could not.
Absolutely, and what we saw there, that punish onto Wardell's jump peak, when Wardell has an operator, that's what you do have to be worried about. So it's really cool to see that Dig are able to make these counter plays as to where they expect his first AWP jump peaks to be arriving from. So that's a really good sign in terms of Dig's attack. And looking to pressure this B-long position here. They've got that typical default setup here. Looking for control everywhere. So Broza, the information play with the flashbang, gets tagged by the camera. So a lot of jockeying for position early on here.
I think they know it's a default. Going to wait to see if they get a bit more. Wardell now sitting in a position that isn't that peak, as he may have set a precedent with jumping out last time, but wants the walk up now, and he will be super patient in that position. One of the best traits of an operator, that they can stay and do their job till the last moment. 1 minute on this round. Bomb is still down. Looks like we're going to get Def picking that up real quick before they make their way to a site here, and they will seemingly move towards A. It looks like it's going to be a 3-2 split with 2 on showers. Yeah, this
right now, you know, in terms of the early jockeying for position, TSM definitely won. Dig were unable to win bathrooms, be long. They got nothing, basically. Resetting into a short play is very predictable from that position, and that's exactly what's happening. TSM are going to be ready for this. You can see they already have 4 players, 2 bathrooms, 2 U-Haul. This is ideal. Def will take down Drone, though, towards that bathrooms attack. Nice trading coming through. Cutler now also gets traded on that U-Haul position, but Sabrosa is still there. No, he's absolutely dead. Orbital strike comes down onto U-Haul to finish things off. Not even letting them have any chance. Wardell arriving from spawn with the operator. They know that he is likely rotating from this position, and these angles are difficult to deal with. A couple off angles here for Wardell. You never want to count Wardell out.
No, those are the ones you hit right as you rack the next bullet there coming in. And DDK, we talked about this earlier, is that holding those position, knowing ults are up. When you get to round 5, you get to round 6, these are huge shifts, unless you got somebody like Drone just getting his ult every so often because he's getting 3Ks every round. But that was the Brim ult. still had they didn't have U-Haul control, so Dig was, maybe somebody's in U-Haul. You have to be aware of when the ults are up. Whose ult is on deck? Sabrosa and Wardell, 5 of 6. Drones 2 away already again. And those are really the things that just got Dignitas that round by being able to ult somebody out of U-Haul. Simple.
Yeah, completely agree with you. It likely was an oversight, but Wardell, he's back at it again with the operator, able to find the pick on B long. And that's not a great way to start out if you're Dig. Now, of course, they are only working with pistols mostly. The res comes through. Oh! Wardell, that shouldn't be allowed, but there you go. Finding another pick, being such a nuisance towards the B-long position, resetting himself, repositioning towards B. And here we have Drone looking to see if he can find something with his Sheriff, but the positioning from Def, that is a difficult spot. Oh, the punish though, Def. A little bit of an oversight, biting off more than he can chew.
It's tough. You always feel more powerful when you take that brim off as Cypher, but usually you need your gun out. 3-2. It looks like Dig make their way in for a play onto A here to try and even up the map. Wardell rotating around the top side. Nobody knows he's there just yet. Looks like he could get an open shot. Misses. Poise takes down Cutler as the take happens. 2 ults on the side of TSM here. Wardell could decide to go knives out and end this round.
We have that flank coming through short from Sabrosa, so he has a run it back here, and he does have a wall as well. Both of these could be used really well here to create distraction and allow Wardell to get through spawn, and Wardell's creating some presence, but there's the run it back, and beautiful pressure from Wardell forces them into Sabrosa, and all of a sudden, just like that, it's going to be on to Poise. 1 versus 2, wins the first 1 versus 1, another one to find, and Wardell with a jump right click, cannot land the shot, and it's Poised in the 1v2 clutch to finish it off and tie us all up, 3 against 3.
Poised is not just your healer. No chance to miss that shot from him, and he takes Wardell out of the air at the beginning of the round here. What?
I don't know
what
he saw. That, like, was there something to
he
even
just saw
see?
0s and 1s, dude.
Yeah,
0s and 1s.
Absolutely right. Oh, look! Oh my God, the triple boxes block the knives. Wardell's got to be fuming after that one.
Just a bit short on that take for himself, and now 3-3 as Dig ties it up. It does not seem like they're too deterred when they lose somebody. We saw this on Haven as well. That was TSM's pick. Dignitas was on defense. Now Dig's pick here on to Bind as they begin to attack, and being a man down, agent down, doesn't matter to them. We just saw them with 2, 3, retake a site and try to make it work. They're so aggressive, and it seems like they do have a plan B to if A fails.
Yeah, Wardell's showing presence but rotating immediately to try to discourage them, or maybe even encourage them to go towards A. We'll have to see. It's going to be the set piece onto this A side. The short plant will come through, but they need to make sure that they can maintain positioning around U-Haul. The Hunter's Fury will not find too much, and the wall, the ice wall's already broken here. Stim beacons down as well to continue that pressure from the Bathroom's position. Cam up as well to force Shanks back with the operator, and they don't have much position to work with here. They need to maintain U-Haul, but they only have Poise there.
It's tough. You can see here even Cutler trying to regain a bit of information with the Cypher Gate, saying, okay, this is on my timing. If it drops, he gets a kill, but nobody peeks. The patience is so big here from Dig. A quick look, still smokes out guarding, and Wardell's going to go down as Shanks finds that shot up towards heaven, and Superman cleaning a few up. Drone will answer back here. It's getting sketchy for TSM, but they're still trying to get in. Diffuse is popped as they try to pull some out from short. And Psalm is there to answer with 2 more to end the round. These are just so touch and go as they get in. Goes down to the bomb, but still makes a travel over to that B site. But DDK, it just seems like each round could still be anybody's. We're going punch for punch here as we're all tied up. And now we're going into round 8. See if TSM can tie it again.
Yeah, Dig looking really good. And in that last round, I was really worried for Dig because they were so isolated behind the smoke on shore. Everyone was there except one player who's in U, and it felt like TSM had a really good opportunity whilst the smoke was up. But as soon as the smoke went down, they missed their timing to push forwards. But we'll see a very heavy presence towards Hookah here, looking for a B split perhaps early on. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
So all good. I think they're just, I mean, they have the trips set up as well to just go for this B hit straight out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And it's looking like it's going pretty well. There's not too much to stop this.
This would be a huge round for TSM. With the rounds that we have seen Dig get, but also the guns they have lost have put them at 0. They lose here, they're on $1,900 of that first round loss, getting $3,000 for a win with what they have been able to string together for the past 4 rounds. But they keep going down in sight. right to the last drop here. Shots towards the spawn area. Shanks finds another one. Oh, he's ready to get a shorty on. Jumping through. Oh my God, expect the unexpected from this man. And he is fearless as he jumps through for another one on the operator.
So I'll have to see exactly what TSM and is in terms of, or rather what their emphasis will be going forwards here, because I feel like TSM have been doing a good job towards the bathrooms control, but it's really these site hits that they're unable to stop. And if we consider that they've actually had favorable positions, when they're defending the sites, they'll always have the information, they'll always have the rotation in, but they're not winning when it comes down to the post-pump scenarios. That's the problem. That's a really huge problem for TSM. So I don't know that they need to change much.
Def, great pressure. Brimalt comes out immediately, actually gets drone on the exit. A huge play as Dig knows that there has been coverage on Bath, on Showers almost every round. Finding one, they say there's got to be a secondary to get the trade. But TSM is now holding strong in the site, putting up a brick wall as Dignitas tries to move into A here on Bind. And we'll see if there's a rotation back out. Look at him, Def moving into the site now. It's going to be Cutler versus Def if they can find each other. And he sees him with the cam. The jig is up. Let's see how it plays out.
Cam is so very annoying. It's wasting more time. Def trying to play around the cage here. Just going to pop out. And Wardell, you can't challenge him like that. The reactions are the cats. And they will go back towards the A site. And Wardell's read this nicely, making his way across. It is very difficult to deal with an operator in scenarios like this. And so they were moving to try to avoid him, but Wardell, in anticipation, has placed himself perfectly, coming through the spawn position. And so Bros are playing very far back, isolating them into 1v1s, and he's done some great damage. And now time is bought once again, but Sam can reset this. And he's looking for 2 1v1s, but the updraft with the burst classic is going to be good enough to punish. He knew Wardell knew he had to commit to the plant. Yeah. Very well done here by TSM. They needed that round so desperately, and there we go. And let's not forget, they instantly lost 2 players. It really felt like that was Dig's round to lose. Right,
you have the ults coming in. It kind of initiated that Dig did want A, but TSM still had a good amount of members there to shut them down. And Wardell's hitting shots this game. He's feeling a little more on point. Just at 7-7 with Drone on top at 12-7. Shanks again stepping up for the team. With Def on top, we're seeing a lot of consistency from those two already to start the tournament off. We enter now into round 10. Quick op from Wardell, but he wants out. His run it back is called out right away from Fabroza.
Sorry to cut you off here. We actually had an aggressive trip from TSM on the defense here, which would allow them to cheat players towards B if they want. And we actually get a rotation back through Market from Dig after that early exchange. So both teams kind of seesawing backwards and forwards. I think this is very hard to read for both sides at this point. I think initially the plan was to go for that B play, but they didn't find what they wanted early on.
Sova dart down long B for TSM means seeing nothing is a rotation. 3 stacked on A now with just Cutler in his cam, waiting for someone to peek. We see, I think that's Hayes smoke going down in Showers. We see this, over and over, just to make sure the opponent has to walk out of something. They give themselves a gate now. Their own options, their own angles to come out of as a trade of kills comes through. Trying, Drone hits a few, and that's going to be good damage to tag as Cutler looks to lose U-Haul here. And Psalm will make his way through. Diggs in the site and planting spike.
Really good stuff coming in here from Dig on this offense. Wardell has to have a star performance in this round to try to at least equalize the situation on the numbers. In his 2 versus 5, it's looking desperate. If they don't give him something, they may just go for the save here. And, well, Sabrosa's been lost, so at this point, it's looking rather impossible. Wardell down to 26 now. Great follow-up kill, but surely there's not too much left to do here. Wardell is stuck in this 7 position. They know precisely where he is. He is locked down as he tries to find a way to escape. He does have a dash. He has full smokes, so he can get across. And, oh my goodness, how is he alive? Still down to 1 HP. Wardell wants to keep this operator alive, but it looks just way too hard. Dash comes through, smoke out, but Sam will take him down. It cost a lot, but they got rid of the operator, and that's so key because the money is not good at all. If they would have saved him into this round, it would have been dangerous.
That's the thing, DDK, that starts to mess you up. When you win, you get that 3K, you feel good, but it's your first win after a while. You've been getting 2,900 on loss and now you get reset once again, back down to 1900 after you want to get that second round. Great job by Dig to really throw a wrench in the economy there, and we will see the partial buy. Now, Dig knows, and we know partial buys, you don't go to close corners. We'll see how they keep a distance here on the side of Dig and work maybe the long rifles.
And Wardell, no operator, but in lieu of that, we do get the daggers coming out. The ult has been popped. And we haven't seen him pop off with it just yet in a scenario like this, but maybe this is the one. Judge comes through. Oh my god, that was a little bit labored, but at least Sabrosa does get the one. Wardell, oh, he's going for a Superman though, with the fadeaway headshot. Wardell has to be raging after that one. That did not look like that should ever have landed, but it did.
Yeah, a lot of these times are where you would see TSM come up with their plays. You're like, oh, there's Wardell again, but it's being shut down. Dig seems to be that much more in their head, even on the second map, that the plays aren't working. Now with a 2-round lead, it's going to be a B execute here for the side of Dignitas, and TSM is ready. Hayes goes in sight by himself, trying to do what he can. It looks like he's going to have to back off. Cutler's coming from elbow, but it's not going to work just yet, and all three are dropped in a matter of seconds as Dignitas executes the site.
One thing I was pretty impressed with on the previous buy versus buy was how when we had the aggressive trip put up into bathrooms by TSM, and when the reset happened and that trip got destroyed, leading TSM to believe, okay, that trip's been destroyed, so either there's a lurk or they're going to delay and then execute into the site. I mean, they were in this position where they couldn't know what was happening, but this heavy bathrooms control on the takes has been pretty impactful, because we saw that the Hunter's Fury that came through defensively went down short. So this bathrooms area has been quite problematic for TSM in recent rounds. Oh, beautiful! Oh my god, you love to see it, Riv. The setup with the orbital strike and the ice orb, even though it doesn't get a kill, you got to applaud the effort.
That's the second time in a row, again setting a bit of a precedent there. You don't know they're going to do that again, but they look to find one in showers on the side of Dig. Once they do, that ult is executed with a beautiful slow here coming in from Poised. Patience now for the round, as Def is waiting to be the better Cypher, but so is Cutler. How does this end? So Rosa rotating back over as they're calling it slightly right to kind of reset the sights here. Really slow play by Dig, but when they execute, it seems unstoppable right now.
Yeah, this is really dangerous. This is really, really dangerous. Contacting into the side, though. Through the trip, that gives vision for Cutler to get the frag onto Def. Hunter's Fury comes out from Hookah. They still have that Hookah control, but the rotation is coming in extremely fast. Now, Spawn has been walled off, so that will buy some time here post-plant. But they still don't have the elbow position. They don't really have anywhere to work this post-plant from except Hookah and Sight, which is not ideal. We'll have to see what they can do with it.
TSM all trying to funnel in from almost one spot here. Low health on that side. Can they make it in? One shot coming in here. Superman tries to find a few, and they're just able to clean up some kills as Cutler is working the rest of the team, but there's not enough bullets in the banana clip even on that one. Cutler goes down as Poised, gets another one for himself. 10 kills for him, Superman and Psalm, as they are just fragging so well in these entries, finding kills when they need them.
Yeah, it's such a great opening here from Dig on the attacking side, and you have to say, like, it's so awesome when you see ult setups where you convince the other team, you condition them to, let's say, contest showers, as we saw. That, you know, for TSM, they feel like they have to do it. Like, such a strong argument's being created that they cannot give it away. They have to contest it.
Absolutely.
And we saw twice, you know, the ult, the orbital strike and ice orb combo is devastating. So I just love the level of detail for stuff like that. Just playing the mind games, trying to capitalize on the conditioning. But now as we switch sides, TSM, they are in hot water. If you're just joining us, TSM lost the first map. They didn't just lose the first map. They got kind of crushed. Yeah,
Dignitas was really turning heads on that one. The way they weren't able to have too much entry on their comp, but still find entry with just intel from Sova, a smoke from an Omen, and then get their way in to dismantle TSM. Also saw Dignitas with some great retakes. The way they can bring themselves to have patience and then all execute at once, having a single target or corner to look at while trusting their teammate. DDK, I think that's a huge thing, is trusting your teammates. Never second-guessing their position they're looking at, so the take is flawless when you do go in.
Absolutely, and it does look like we're not live, so we may have a restart coming in here. As not sure what's going on, but we'll find out as soon as possible. But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's as you said, there's just so much in this matchup right now, which has actually been really impressive. One thing that you were mentioning is, some of TSM's aggression, and it seemed like they were unable to really make it work in a way which would be favorable, even though some rounds, I would say in the first six, 7 rounds, it felt like TSM had a good idea, even though they didn't have to get too aggressive to find it. They had a pretty good idea. Their rotations were coming in, but they weren't able to win those post plants, and that really let them down. So it's now they're in a pretty rough position.
Absolutely. I think more so than not, we're seeing a lot of today come down to one, execution, but the confidence in opening shots. A lot of shots that we would see somebody going down, that person's getting 2, 3, 4 kills. And it's happening for both teams, but more so now for Dig as they keep bringing these rounds in consistently. And with TSM coming back a round or so, it's actually affecting their money a lot. They're getting caught out by ultimates on rounds they're not prepped for a brim, and maybe not aware of what's on deck. When a kill comes through, now you have a jet in your face. So it seems like they're maybe 1 or 2 steps behind Dig right now, but just need to play their game because we know TSM is good. The fans know, and that's what they want to see.
Absolutely. And I have to say, it's so awesome to see that Dig were able to garnish their respect through how they were playing, because there were definitely lots of spots where it felt like Sabrosa was trying to get value at B long, and he was unable to do that. And he was having to burn a lot of his utility to just even have information there. And they started to lose that bathrooms control battle as well. So we saw not just a systematic and structured approach coming through from Dig, and again, given how new they are and having that extra, a new player coming in as well, Shanks, it's really impressive to see how seamless it's been, and I think we have to throw a lot of credit to Def for that, being the Counter-Strike head on the team that's there to IGL and bring them all together, because we saw spots where there was different layers to the rounds, where if you look at the opening trips, they're thinking it's looking very much like they want to go for that B play, but that's just plan 1 if they get that pick, and if they don't, they reset out, they find ways to play more advantages, and they play the timings as well. They were very hard to read, actually, so that's what you have to be able to do. And given that they have all this skill and they're playing the structure of the rounds like that, that's very promising. I
mean, another point to the skill is what the analyst desk was saying when they brought up the double ops for Dignitas on Haven. Those weren't a C and an A op. That was eventually Shanks on the floor of A, Def and Heaven, and they were close opping, crossing each other. We saw Shanks' kill come in was people were coming up short. So putting themselves in positions where you shouldn't be able to come out alive versus a few and making it work. And I think that's as well throwing TSM off guard. You're not expecting that angle. Dignitas is playing a bit off in that situation, which can throw you for a loop. And then when you get in your head a little bit, your shots aren't hitting. We're still seeing kind of Wardell and Shanks trade back and forth. It's been an awesome show to see as we pit those two head to head here coming into this tournament. But I definitely think we're seeing Shanks be someone that is going to surprise everyone.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a really good job given what he's been thrown into. So I'm really impressed with that so far. And you're mentioning Def as well on the operator, and it's so interesting to see how easy the kills looked. It's like he had just easy mode bots just running up into his cross A, didn't have to adjust his cross A, just standing there. For those kills from Heaven are kind of burned into my mind, where it's like, this looks really easy, and usually that's a sign of someone making very good decisions and having the information. You should never be having to make flashy shots. It's great if you can do it, but it should be that you're playing from advantage and you're making things easy for yourself. And that's what Def has been doing. He looks really dialed in, and that's been great to see, because coming from the professional Counter-Strike world, where it's very difficult, especially right now, it's so competitive, everyone's so good, it's hard to stand out. And Def wasn't someone that was known to be like a star player or a sniper. He was the role player.
All right, so we are getting into our second half here. First round score escapes me now.
I want to say 4. It also escapes me. I was just so dialed in, man. I was just like
we were in there.
That's round for round.
Vamping out. Yeah, it did go pretty strong in the beginning. We saw a lot of consistent rounds from Dignitas start to swing in around 3, 4, 5 as TSM was able to, or not able to, I should say, gather those rounds after purchasing weapons. And now we see Def, rest of the team in the lead here as they start off on that defensive side. We've got Cypher towards A with some traps and a huge squad of Dig members over towards B.
All right, just got confirmation it was indeed 8-4 in favor of Dig. So
big brain, man.
Whew, that was a close call. But here we go, TSM on that offense, and they have a flank already upon them. Of course the trip is there, but you never really want... Oh dear, the trip is not there enough. It needed to be further forward to give them ample warning of this one. Very aggressive stuff coming in from Dig, and it could just pay off here as they've managed to get themselves some good damage. They're 4 versus 3 up, wow. But TSM has a minute, and they have time to rotate as well. And it's just Shanks who's on the site on B at this point. How much can he do?
I mean, if you're going to lose a few, you have the ones you need to take site. It has a bit of a flash, a bit of a smoke, and we only see one smoke being used on that. Shanks says thank you very much as he picks up a triple with the Ghost.
I don't think he even got hit. I don't think he got touched.
He's just dancing out there. Wow, what a round for him. Feeling good, and we'll see that play you were talking about, that trip. Not a situation that would have stopped him.
Yeah, I mean, TSM, they just didn't expect... They expected to be able to actually execute onto the site before a flank was on the cards, but Dig straight away showing, I don't want to say no respect, but showing a lack of respect, just pushing, or maybe a confidence in their own ability, just going for a push straight away. I
like it. Let's say TSM's going to do it, we're going to do it too. I'm really enjoying how everything's evolving. A lot of the times, TSM's on defense. Like I said, they have 2 attacking sides. Here, they're showing a bit more of that aggression, looking for some shorty shots in U-Haul. Wardell takes it into his own hands, and he's going to stay there. No reason for him to leave or even peek the long angle, so he gets to play a game of, am I still in here with the rest of Dig?
Yeah, on rounds like this, you just don't want to find yourself anywhere near the U position as a defenders, and I love that that's what we saw. You just have to concede that the Jet will probably dash in there with a shorty. There's not really that much, if anything, you can do to stop it. But as long as they contain him, it's fine as the B push comes through. It will be retake here, and it seems like Wardell actually did get a lot of respect from them, and they have a lot of rotation towards that A side initially, and this has put them out of position. Trying to retake the B side is looking difficult, but they managed to find their way to back site. Def is going to get a good handle of the situation, and Wardell, I mean, there's not too much he can do from there with a shorty.
Really like the play there, and Wardell causing trouble, creating pressure in U-Haul. Feel like one more smoke maybe would have sold it even more if he was still in there and you got maybe a brim across the map. But they lose some members as they make their way into B, trying to trick out Dignitas. They read it, and now it's up to Wardell here. Give himself a shorty shot. Semi-bonus. Shorty's 200. He's still looking to get to the operator as fast as he can. And he's going to look to make a shower play here if anybody walks up close to him.
Oh, Def is actually quite weak, so there might be an opportunity here, possibly. But yeah, I'm curious if we're going to see Wardell, even on a buy round, go for the U-Haul play, especially because if you do plan to go for a faster A play, you know, of course the dash is great because it breaks trips, and that's that can be really advantageous, really beneficial.
See if he wants to make the play again up here, so I expect him to jump this shower shot, try to make it with Cutler just on his back. So we have that start from TSM, and it's going to be default actually, as they try to push out everywhere, looking for some 1v1s. I like this. Everybody kind of gets a challenge. You try to absorb the opponent's utility. You don't have to go hard, but here it looks like they may do a bit of that, and they can't get poised, actually. Those if you were long, Poise is going to be able to call that an info for both teams now.
Yeah, you can see that when you throw the cam forwards, not only does it give you info, but it also baits for Wardell, so they will break the crosshair placement of that player on bathrooms, and then Wardell gets to abuse that. But the wall did go up, and we get an opening pick there. Drone has gone down for TSM.
Opping and spawn. What are you doing there, man? That's what he's saying. No, but just waiting for that TSM push.
And pressure here from Sabrosa onto Hookah, and Shanks is going to make it even worse now. 3 versus 5. At this point, you just need to gather up and push into a site. It's very scary to be in a spot like this. Oh dear. So they know at least one is in showers. There's a cam to go forwards. That'll be destroyed straight away. And through the cages they go, and Riv, it is rather hopeless, isn't it?
It is. Trying to run in, not too much to use, and you're being stretched by 30 seconds here without too much utility, and you're forced to basically walk through your opponent's util. 3 now for Dig here. That was the op for Wardell going down on that buy here for TSM, so they are back down on a bit of cash, and just the patience. It's like, you come to us, we will not come to you. Dignitas is just creating a brick wall here that TSM can't get through.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see how they actually dealt with the early round scenarios there. Having the stage play in bathrooms is a pretty interesting way to deal with that early pressure. And we can see that Wardell, you know, that's where he was looking for the pick. And we actually get some Guardians coming out in this round. This is, gotta respect it.
Yeah, man. Ooh, we'll see if it can pay off at all. High pen, lower rate of fire. But that one headshot will guarantee you the death of your opponent. Let's see if they catch him out anymore. Sabrosa is already down, slowing down what would have been this quick pick play here towards B long on bind. And without Som seeing anything, they can start to cheat a rotation, and they'll be right.
Yeah, the push behind the drone is always an effective way to get back some control. And the question is if they can get enough out of Dev here. Whipping it the first shot. Spots players moving towards the U position. There's also Cypher towards Bathroom. So it is retake City. The orbital strike though to deny the plant. Gets poised in position. And that's going to deal with Hayes, Wardell and Cutler. All go down in quick succession. Leaving just Drone left alive on the Sova. And they're looking for him. They know he's there somewhere. Drone is pretty insane, but this is a little bit too much to ask for. And all 5 survive from Dig. They are looking so phenomenal. And let's not forget, Dig, they were 8-4 up. So right now they're on match point here. If I can do the math, you know, it's really dangerous to do the math.
You got it. This is absolutely wild, though. Poised. I love watching that kind of stuff because there was so much going on in front of him. None of it distracted him from his target. He knew he had time to take down Wardell. Just systematically planned out each move there and made it look like every target was dead before it came into the site. Damn, Poise doing well. Only few deaths there on the side of Dig as they are just on point with their shots, their strats, and shutting down TSM here on map 2. Final round, DDK. Let's see what TSM has.
Yeah, Dig going for a 2-2 push towards Showers and also short. And so they'll get that early information. They will lose one player, however. Sam has gone down. Let's see how they can recover from this. Again, they get that early info. It really depends on whether TSM want to reset the situation and just play the numbers advantage, or if they feel like they understand which side is actually genuinely weaker. Usually teams will split up 2 to a bomb side on defense in these spots if they don't have any info.
What a check here. Cutler still waiting on the backside, hoping to get a rotation. The TSM members need to make their shots as they do have numbers up for the rotation inside here from Def. Oh my god, he drops Wardell. It's the Ghost coming up over the Guardian. He's gonna, but it's just gonna miss Hayes as Hayes just putting that Guardian right in his kisser. And now this could be it. TSM trying to keep themselves alive.
So much to do here. Poise trying to hold on to this spawn position. The smoke will go down to deny him further entrance. Oh, Cutler there from around the hookah position, trying to find what he can. Trace come through, and we're back to a 2v2 now as Hayes is holding the angle there, waiting for them to come out of the hookah position. Surely good for one. There's the whiff though, and now there's a chance back into this retake scenario. Shanks is getting up close and personal.
Oh my god.
And now comes out the Ghost here, expecting the trade fragger to be upon him. Now he can get it up to halfway. There's still a lot of time here from this. Here come the arrows.
Shanks.
Oh, he's just holding it.
Oh my
and he's
god.
done it. Oh my god. And